getting rolled over by those big guns when you're playing top turtle? Let's take a look. Hey gang, Ante Dzolic here, BJJBasics.com. Thanks for checking us out. Today we're answering a question. Student reports that they're playing in the top position in turtle. They're finding that their arm is getting trapped on their partner's far side hip, and then they're getting rolled over. Let's look at some alternate options on what to do when we're in this situation. All right, so we're getting rolled over, we're wearing turtle. We're committing too much of that arm, possibly it looks like. So sometimes guys will have, they're trying to pierce the wall that is my left elbow and knee with his knee, which is great, that's awesome. But this hand, sometimes we commit it so much that when we're training with a bigger person and we do this kind of hip control, it's easy for them to roll us over as the question came in. So what I want you to do, let's talk about the hand. You can choose to go shallower with your grip. And instead of going deep on the waist, you can just, like I always joke, say Jiu-Jitsu chop, right in the crease of the hip there, shallow. Sometimes that keeps you from teetering over them as much. I'll go back to first angle. Watch Elijah over my body. He gets a shallow grip. He's here. Get the deep grip. Do you see how his body kind of went over the barrel that is my torso? That makes it easier for a bigger person to tip us over. So one is have a shallower hip grip and reside further away to the side that your body's on. If your body's on the left side, keep a lot of it over the left. Don't start to teeter on top of it. Or for you, I should do this way. Now, sometimes that's not enough. Let's talk about our legs. If his right hand is on my hip, often it could be better, go ahead, kiddo, for him to not have his right knee in between my knee and elbow, but his left knee, if he wants that benefit. His right knee's behind my small of my back, my center, somewhere around my butt. When this is occurring, now he's got a smaller space to travel, where if I still caught him in a roll, he can get a classic back control a lot of times. So I might trap the arm somewhat and start to roll. But he was able to use mobility and transition from his knee being behind my center line to my holster, to this hip. And once those knees are in that range, he's got a great opportunity or potential to ad-lib, to hook control, or just using harness and kind of kicking me off and keeping upper body back control. It kind of depends on what you like to play. But if you like that hip and you want to be committed with a good control, you might want to switch your knees. So whatever arm is holding the leg, if it's your right, it's your left. I'm sorry, whatever arm is holding their hip, if it's your right arm, maybe your left knee should be piercing that wall between their knee and elbow. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about is maybe just do a different kind of control. Let's say when Elijah's on my left, he might take his left arm and start to grab my near side wrist. This gives him control where he can go over the head or over the hips. He can go around the head to a straight arm bar. Dare you tap your coach on tape. Or he can spin the other way to more again of putting me on my hip, setting up a harness control that leads into a bunch of places like bow and arrow series. We'll show you that one real quick. So we're back, he gets the same side, left on left, but instead of going over my head to his left, he goes over the right, and he uses this to break me down on my hip and start to enter harness control. Obviously, fabric grips are there all day for direct attacks. I'm going to leave it at this. I'm hoping these 3 tips can help you. And let's do some reps so you can see them beat on you a little bit. Well, that's all I got, other than, look, we got his brown belt. Give that a like and a share. See ya.